Good evening, basketball fans. My name is Tom Smith, and I'm here with varsity basketball coach for our girls basketball program here at Speedway High School, Joe Smith, and we are here at Morris Pollard Gymnasium for tonight's contest between our Speedway Lady Spark Plugs and the Scecina Crusaders. Coach, as we embark on a new season, and I know you've had 3 games, but I know also you got a late start because of volleyball. Does that take time to work into where everybody else, probably you're playing, most of them will have played more games than you do?
Yeah. Well, our first game, team we played, had played 3 games, and we hadn't played any, and that hurt us. I felt like when we played Whiteland, if we had played them in early December or January, I think that would have been a different game. But you're right. I looked at our practice plan the other day, and we had, not counting, we had a cross-country runner that made it to the semi-state that wasn't able to be at practice when we started, and then we had about 8 or 9 volleyball players, and it's like that's over half our team, and it was really tough. But I looked at the practice plan the other day, and the kids that have been here since day one, they've practiced 23 times already. But that's not everybody, because we didn't get everybody out until about practice 7 or 8. So it's been I feel like we're a little behind, but tonight will be our 4th game, so I think we'll be okay.
I know that last year the graduation, particularly of Camille Perry, she handled the ball a lot, and you've got inexperienced guards. It's going to have some growing pains as they learn what to do and what not to do. But certainly last year with Camille, you just gave her the ball. You didn't have to worry about presses or anything of that nature. And it takes time, doesn't it, for those girls to this year's junior girls that are guards?
Right, it does. And we, Melinda Bryant and Camille were only 2 seniors last year, and they both did a really good job of leading us. But we got spoiled because for 4 years we had probably the quickest girl on the floor, really probably against any team we played, or 99% of the teams we played. So we knew that was going to be some growing pains, and we had a really good summer, and we were very optimistic coming in that we had it's kind of almost like point guard by committee type. We've got about 2 or 3 girls that we feel can play that spot. But yeah, it's been, Whiteland was extremely aggressive, and we had a hard time taking care of the basketball that night. But and then Tuesday night we played at Danville, and that was a extremely good basketball team. But we're figuring it out. It's nice because all the time we don't always have to say, hey, somebody else go get the basketball. Right. Chloe may be struggling against pressure, but she has enough of her classmates that are juniors that go up and set ball screen forward to relieve pressure, or just go up and get the ball and say, I'll start what we're doing. So that's been really nice. But, it's just always, like we said, the growing pains thing, it's always like that this time of year. We usually don't start clicking until about the 2nd week of December. Just predominantly that's what happens, just because we got kids doing other sports, and it takes a while to get reps. And but I think we'll definitely be okay by the time sectional rolls around.
And basketball's a different sort of wind that you need no matter what other sport you've played before you get in. You mentioned Danville, and I was at the game the other night, and Danville had one of the best ball handling teams I think I've seen in several years. And I don't know, maybe it was just that night, maybe they're that good, but I was really impressed with Danville.
They're good. I knew they were good, but when you get on the court with them, you can go to a game and watch them from the stands, and you can watch them on film, but, man, being down on the floor, they are extremely good. I think they are at least a semi-state team. They would feed into our regional, and I think we have some very good teams that will feed into the regional if we're lucky enough to get there. But I think Danville is that good. They, had a lot of seniors. They could handle the ball. They were all 5'10" to 6 foot tall, and they were all muscular and built. And they're basketball players. They don't play anything else. So she has them. Yeah, she has that advantage, and I talked to her about that. She and I are really good friends, and she's told me what she does in the off season, and it's, our practice one and their practice one is really probably practice like 15 for them, because they've had them all fall. But yeah, that was a really good team, and that was a tough Tuesday night game for our kids. I'm glad we're playing tonight and playing again tomorrow night. It's kind of like a sectional week, and that's why we set it up that way. But, boy, you don't want to play somebody, and, we didn't play very well, obviously, and, having to wait for 7 to 10 days is not good either. So I'm glad we get back on the court tonight, and it's an important game for us. It was Scecina. We're tied for first place in the conference right now, and we can stay in that tie with a win tonight. So it's a big game for our kids.
I know the second game you beat Ritter handily, and so you played two bigger schools, and then Ritter, who is in our conference, which leads us to tonight's game, another conference game. What can you tell us about Scecina?
Well, they play some man. They predominantly would play a 2-3 zone, but, every time I say that's all they'll play, then they'll play all man. So they've got two really good players. They got two double-digit scorers. Number 10's really good for them. She averages about 15 or 16 a game. But I think we're pretty equally matched with her. They've got a post player that's pretty good, that's averaging about 10 to 12 points a game as well. I think our defensive pressure could hurt them. But if we let 10 get going, we could be in trouble tonight. And I think our girls realize that. We've talked a lot about them on Wednesday and Thursday. We've watched film. They've got the scouting report since last night at practice. So I think we'll be okay. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We're going to do some things tonight that we feel like we need to do to make it to the regional. And I know that seems like that's a long way away, but our man-to-man defense is okay right now. It's not where I want it to be. But we're going to do some half-court trapping tonight. We're going to do some zone half-court stuff as well. We'll play some man. We got a press that we run a little bit, but we're going to try to do some things that we told our kids. The mindset, after the Danville game, because we felt like that was that's a regional level opponent. That in the atmosphere was like a regional. We've told our kids, prepare regional preparation every single day. That's what we want, because our kids want to win the sectional. We need to be preparing for the regional with the way that we practice every day, and I thought the last 2 days of practice were extremely good.
Oh, good. I was looking at your stats that you had provided for us, and the opponents are shooting 71% from the free throw line. I know the Wooten girl from Danville was 9 for 10 in the game, but that's outstanding. Your opponent's free throw shooting, and yours is 63%. And I know way back in the 60s when I was in high school, our free throw award winner shot 66% from the free throw line. But your team shooting 63 early in the season, and and I know how important those are, that a third of the points, Coach Pollard used to say all the time, that you'll score during your career will come with nobody guarding you at the free throw line if you're a good free throw shooter. So Scecina will enter this game with a 2-1 record. The Sparkplugs are 1-2, looking to go to 500 tonight. Coach, good luck. Good luck to your basketball team, and we will talk to you at game's end.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, good evening, basketball fans. I'm Tom Smith, alongside former varsity basketball coach here in the 90s at Speedway High School, Ron Probst. We've been doing these games for several years, haven't we?
14 or 15, I think.
Yeah. And it's another new year here. Our first home game we're broadcasting from Morris Pollard Gymnasium. Our girls basketball team tonight will take on the Scecina Crusaders. Coach, I talked to Jacob DeWild, Scecina's coach, prior to the game tonight. They are 2-1. His leading scorer is Abby Moore. And in talking to Coach Smith of the Sparkplugs, they said if she gets going, the Sparkplugs could be in trouble. They're going to really work hard to keep her from scoring a bunch of points on them. She's their leading scorer, averaging 16 a game. It's the beginning of the year, and one of the unique things, looking at the rosters of both these teams, Scecina has 10 seniors on their team, and Speedway has none. Now, a little bit of an explanation. A lot of Speedway girls juniors played a lot the last 2 years for Coach Joe Smith. As we mentioned in our interview prior to the game, they missed Camille Perry, who was a ball handler that nobody was going to press us when that happened. The 3 games they've had so far, 2 of the 3 teams have pressed the Sparkplugs and hurt them with turnovers. I have seen all 3 games. I know this will be your first look at the ladies Sparkplugs, but it's just a fun time of the year.
I had to go back and watch the obligatory Hoosiers before the first game, which I enjoy watching every year. But, the first 4 or 5 games of every season, you don't do a lot of game planning, I don't think. I mean, you do a little bit, as you mentioned, a leading scorer, but you're just trying to figure out what your team is going to be like, roles that they're going to have to fill. Scecina coming off a string of about 5 or 6 years where they've not had a winning season, and so their challenges there. 2-1 to start the year, though. I did look at their sectional, and it's not encouraging. Triton Central and Heritage Christian are in their sectional, but again, it's a conference game. They've won a couple of sectionals way back in the early 90s. Speedway, a couple of new additions to the schedule this year, a couple of old mid-state foes. I think Whiteland and Greenwood are both on the schedule this year. We played Lawrence North in the county, so schedule a little bit tougher. And Coach Smith knew that missing Camille Perry was going to be huge this year. He knew that last year at the end of the year. And I know he worked a lot over the summer, working on ball handling and working through those things. And it's like anything else. It's just going to take us a little while to get used to it, and they'll find a way eventually.
Some of those juniors got a lot of varsity experience, I mentioned, but the ones who didn't played an awful lot last year at the JV team. So in terms of experience, we probably have more experience, but we have no seniors on the team. Tonight is youth night. They will be introducing the young people here in just a moment. Part of our girls program is grades 3 through 6, I believe. Once again, the Sparkplugs are 1-2. Scecina is 2-1. Scecina's had a victory, 2 victories, I believe you said, early, and I don't.
They beat Shortridge and Crystal House.
And then lost their last game to Beech Grove, who is a conference foe.
They're struggling shooting the ball, as a lot of teams are. They're shooting 56% from the line and 33% from the field. So something that obviously would need to be improved to improve your record as the years goes on.
In comparison, the Sparkplug girls are shooting 39.1% from the field, 63.3% from the free throw line. Their opponents, and we talked about this earlier, Speedway's 3 opponents that they've had so far shooting 71% as a team from the free throw line, which is really good.
Very good.
And they don't play at Valpo for Virgil Sweet. So Virgil Sweet, a long-time basketball coach many years ago at Valpo, that had a system, and his teams traditionally shot over 80% as a team from the free throw line, and won them a lot of games. I was talking earlier that Coach Pollard, when I played way back when, always told us that a third of your points that you will score as a basketball player will come when nobody's guarding you from the free throw line. And the more of those you can hit, the greater percentage, your scoring percentage is going to go up with made free throws. So for all you young people out there, work on your free throws. Can win a lot of basketball games by being good free throw shooters. Let's talk very quickly about the starting lineup tonight for Scecina. At one guard, number 1, Mary Angela Gascon, a 5'3" sophomore. Another guard, as we mentioned before, their leading scorer, Abby Moore, a 5'5" senior, averaging 16 points a game. The other guard is Ava Smith, number 15, a 5'2" senior. At one forward will be Anna Welburn, who is their leading rebounder and second leading scorer. She's a 5'9" senior. And rounding out the starting lineup for Coach Jacob DeWild is number 34, Abby McCoy, a 5'10" senior. So the Lady Crusaders will start 1 sophomore and 4 seniors in their starting lineup. For the Spark Plugs, at one guard will be Reagan Hendry, a 5'7" junior. Another guard will be Chloe Ellett. Reagan is number 5, by the way. Chloe Ellett, number 10, is a 5'7" junior. Daniela Galvez, the leading scorer for the Spark Plugs after 3 games with 11 points per game, is also listed as a starting guard, a 5'10" junior. At a forward is Alex Delisle, the second leading scorer at 10 points per game. Alex, one of those free throw shooters we talked about a moment ago, shooting 82% from the free throw line, and she's a 6-foot junior. The 5th starter is kind of under question because over an hour and a half ago, Coach Joe Smith told me that Genesis Austin, a 6-foot sophomore, would be the other starter, but it appears that she's not dressed tonight, so I don't know whether she's ill, and he just found that out after we talked, but we'll find the 5th starter here when they introduce the starting lineups. And now the national anthem. Once again, we appreciate these youngsters out here, the future of the Spark Plugs.
First, Scecina Memorial Crusaders. At guard, a 5'5" senior, number 10, Abby Moore. At guard, a 5'2" senior, number 15, Ava Smith. Forward, a 5'3" sophomore, number 1, Mary Angela Gascon.
Tom, I was talking earlier about Scecina and their sectional opponents, long way away, I know, but Speedway sectional really appears to be, even though it's early in the year, a lot can happen, wide open. Speedway, Ritter, Beast Grove, Annapolis, Annapolis, Washington, but Indian Creek is the obstacle. Just recently, their 6'4" junior, Faith Wiseman, committed to go to Indiana University, and I tried to think of some other really good top-notch girl basketball players we've played against here. Going back, Katie Gerald's, of course. Beach Grove won a state championship. She played against us. And Kelly Ferris at Heritage Christian, who I always thought she could be the best player on the floor if she didn't score a point. So it'll be interesting throughout the year for fans to follow in the paper Indian Creek scores and to see the progress that this 6'4" junior makes throughout the year.
Well, I know last year Speedway took them to the wire in the sectional final, and if I'm not mistaken, I think we had a couple girls, and Faith Weisman is a good player. I'm not taking anything away from her, but we had a couple girls that were right there and scoring with her. Haley Clampett will fill out the starting lineup for the Sparkplugs. She's a 6-foot freshman, and she'll jump center to start this. So I got to believe that Genesis Austin not feeling well. Something's happened, because that's who we understood was going to start, but Haley Clampett will fill in for her. And we're ready for the jump ball. Sparkplugs get the tip. Haley tips it to Alex Delisle, to Reagan Hendry, back to Delisle. Chloe Ellett, the point guard, sets up the offense. 2-3 zone for Lady Crusaders. And a turnover by the Sparkplugs. The Crusaders ball out of bounds. Once again, leading scorer for the Lady Crusaders, Abby Moore, number 10, at 16 points a game. Sparkplugs also starting out in the zone. 3-2 zone. More dribbles to the corner. Crusaders shot and miss. Get the rebound. Kick it back out. Haley Clampett with the rebound for the Sparkplugs to Chloe Ellett. So both teams with one possession. Nobody scored yet. That was a case of being ready to shoot it before you caught it. Second turnover by the Sparkplugs.
Probably the one area that Coach Smith really is watching to improve on. You improve on areas, but cutting down on our turnovers would be a really big one.
Missed shot by Anna Welburn. Chloe Ellett brings the ball down the floor. Alex Delisle with a jump shot, and it's good. So the Sparkplugs have a 2-0 lead, 6:18 left in this first quarter. Abby Moore with a miss.
You commented on Abby Moore. She actually scoring about 1/3 of all the points that Scecina has had this year.
Turnover for the Sparkplugs.
Those are just, well, you don't want to see any turnovers, but those are the ones that you would classify as unforced. Nice little high-low by the Crusaders.
Anna Welborn, field goal. Speedway will take the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket.
Ava Smith.
Field goal by Ava Smith. The Crusaders have a 4-2 lead. Delisle out of the corner again, gets her own rebound, puts it back, misses. Reagan Hendry with the rebound, shot no good. Delisle. Turnover, and the Spark Plugs don't get back on defense. We got a layup and a foul. Abby Moore with the field goal. And she'll also go to the free throw line. The foul by Chloe Ellett. Into the game for the Spark Plugs, Audrey Burrell.
Abby Moore.
And she misses the free throw. Audrey Burrell with a shot, and it's good. The two-pointer. 6-4 Crusaders. Ball goes inside, back outside to Moore, and she hits a three. That's her 5th point. Haley Clampett, missed shot inside, gets her own rebound out to Daniela Galvez, who hits a three-pointer. So 9-7 Crusaders. Which I'm sure that Coach Smith, when he was up here, said we can't let her start scoring a bunch, and that's 2 wide open threes that she's hit.
Crusader foul, number 31, Anna Welburn.
Foul on Anna Welburn, her first, the team's first. Haley Clampett will go to the free throw line.
Coming into this game, Moore was 6 for 18 from 3 points, 11 for 21 from 2-point field goals, so she can shoot it.
Second in for Speedway, number 5, Reagan Hendry.
Clampett misses her first free throw. Reagan Hendry re-enters the lineup in place of Alex Delisle. Clampett misses the second free throw.
Scecina doing a really nice job of the ball movement. Good pass.
Anna Welburn with the field goal. That's her 4th point. Speedway trails 14-7. I can't make enough of the fact that Genesis Austin is not able to play for whatever reason. She's one of their better rebounders and also is scoring. I think she was the leading scorer when they played Danville, and they will miss her tonight. Audrey Burrell inbounds to Chloe Ellett. Spark Plugs right now have more turnovers than they have shots. Chloe Ellett for 3, misses. Galvez saves it, gets right to the Crusaders, and Abby Moore brings it up. Jump shot misses. Reagan Hendry gets a rebound, takes it to the other end, misses the layup. Abby Moore misses. Ball hit the frame above the goal. It'll be Spark Plug's ball. Back into the game for the Spark Plugs.
Checking in for the Spark Plugs, number 32,
Alex Delisle. Some pressure here by the Crusaders. 1-2-2 zone press. Spark Plugs with another near turnover. Galvez with the short jumper misses, gets her own rebound, takes it back to the basket and makes it. Daniela Galvez with the score.
Danielle, great rebounder on both ends of the floor. Remember from last year.
Checking in for the Crusaders, number 1, Mary Angela Gaston. Also, Crusader substitution, number 20.
Audrey Burrell will inbounds for the Spark Plugs. 14-9. Sure, at this point, with 1:33 left in the first quarter, Coach Joe Smith not very happy with the Spark Plugs. Ball handling. Galvez with 3 and gets fouled. So Daniela's got 8 points. The Spark Plugs 12 with a chance to go to 13 points. Correction, chance to go to 9 points, not 13. And she hits it.
Rare 4-point play.
Yes. 14-13 after the Daniela Galvez 4-point play. She has 2 threes, a 2 and a free throw made after her 3-pointer. Alex Delisle has a field goal. Audrey Burrell a free field goal for the Spark Plugs. For the Crusaders, 8 of their 14 points have been scored by Abby Moore, 4 by Anna Welburn, and 2 by Ava Smith.
And not to harp on the turnovers, but I don't know what kinds of turnovers we had in the first couple of games, but the ones we've had tonight really have just been, say, careless. Not a lot of pressure given to us.
I was looking at the stats for 3 games, and our opponents are making 25 turnovers a game, and the Spark Plugs are making 26 a game, and that's way too many to be successful. Again, it's early in the year. Reagan Henry with a rebound off the Abby Moore miss. Chloe Ellett. Alex Delisle from the corner for 3, no good.
Foul, number 3, Audrey Burrell.
Foul on Audrey Burrell, her first, team second. Reagan Henry on the missed Crusader shot. Audrey Burrell misses.
Ten seconds.
A missed shot by 21. Mayana Navarra. And the quarter ends with the Crusaders ahead 14-13.
Biggest lead for Scecina in the first quarter was 14-7. That was about 3 minutes to go till the end of the quarter. Speedway scored the last 6. I know Danielle had the big 4-point play. Both teams playing zone the whole first quarter. Scecina showed a little bit of a full court press after one of the possessions.
The Spark Plugs had a 2-1-2 kind of 3/4 court the last time. Be interesting to see whether either team is pressing this quarter. Again, I'm sure Coach Smith was not very happy with the, and you made it exactly correct, in unforced errors that the Spark Plugs made that first quarter. So in the alternate possession, the Crusaders will start out this second quarter with a basketball. Miley Walton into the lineup for the Spark Plugs. Audrey Burrell got her hand on it. A missed shot inside by Anna Welburn. We've got a jump ball, and the Spark Plugs will get the ball back. Number 31, Miley Walton, a 5'8" sophomore, into the lineup for the Spark Plugs. Another bad pass for the Spark Plugs. Crusaders bring it down. Shot no good. Audrey Burrell comes up with a rebound. That was Mary Angela Gascon with a shot for the Crusaders. Another jump ball. Daniela Galvez replaces Audrey Burrell. Spark Plugs with some pressure now. Looks like man-to-man pressure for the Spark Plugs. Steal by Alex Delisle. Jump shot misses. Daniela Galvez with her 11th point of the game.
Spark Plug foul, number 31, Miley Walton.
Miley Walton with a foul for the Spark Plugs.
The Scecina group, as you mentioned, with 10 seniors, not shooting the ball particularly well, but they do a really good job of passing the basketball. I know it's against the zone, but still, it doesn't stick in anybody's hands very long, and they're getting wide open shots. Impressed with their ball movement.
Alice Delisle for three. And that's her 5th point. We're going to have another foul, I believe, on Miley Walton. She picks up her 2nd.
Checking in for Speedway, number 5.
Reagan Henry returns.
Receiver substitution, number 15.
Reagan Henry returns for Miley Walton. Scecina with the ball underneath their own basket. Lobs it upside to Welburn. We're going to have a foul.
Speedway foul, number 11.
Fouls on Daniela Galvez.
On the line for the Crusaders, number 31.
Her 1st foul. Team's 5th.
Checking in for the Crusaders.
Anna Welburn hits the first free throw. and the second. She's the second leading scorer. She now has 6 points in the game. Galvez drives, misses the shot. Crusaders come down with a rebound. Haley Clampett comes down with a rebound for the Spark Plugs, but has a jump ball. It'll be Spark Plug ball. Shot missed by Mayana Navarra.
I was just about to say before that last possession that Danielle Galvez had a really good streak there right at the end of the first quarter where she had like 8 points in a row. And sometimes you just start to feel that, and I think she needs to be a little bit more unselfish out here. If she gets those shots, especially from three, I'd go ahead and take them.
Checking in for the Spark Plugs, number 3,
Audrey Burrell replaces Haley Clampett. Spark Plugs now in a man-to-man. Abby Moore out of the game right now for the Crusaders, the leading scorer. Spark Plugs lead 18-16, 5:18 left in this first half. Fouls on Alex Delisle.
Yeah, too, that's about the third or fourth time that I remember a perimeter shot and the person shooting it ends up getting a rebound. So we got to make sure we block out after the shots on everything. They're getting too many easy second shots. Now, all that said, we're still leading 18-16 in the game.
Chloe Ellett with the turnover on a travel. You know, my guess is that Scecina at this point probably has close to twice as many shots as the Spark Plugs have due to our turnovers. Anna Welburn with her 8th point. Chloe Ellett for 3, no good. Spark Plugs in a different defense this time. I think we're going to see some half-court trap out of a zone. Daniela Galvez with a good effort, but Scecina ends up with the ball, misses the shot. Chloe Ellett with the ball. Reagan Hendry with a jumper, no good. Alex Delisle with a steal. And a layup. And that's her 7th point.
Good hustle.
Galvez with a nice job, knocks it away. Delisle takes to the basket, misses the layup. And Scecina throws it away. So Plugs with a 20-18 lead, 3:31 left in this first half. Abby Moore returns for the Lady Crusaders.
Checking in for the Spark Plugs, number 24.
Haley Clampett replaces Alex Delisle. three
Mary Daniela.
by Mary Angela Gascon. The Crusaders retake the lead. We're going to have a foul on Abby McCoy.
Crusader foul. Number
That'll be
34,
her first.
Abby McCoy. On the line for the Spark Plugs.
Haley Clampett will go back to the line.
Crusader.
Haley struggling from the line right now, 0 for 3 for the game. In and out for the Crusaders. It'll be Crusader ball.
Checking in for the Crusaders.
Entering the game, Ella Wright for the Lady Crusaders, replacing Ava Smith.
Good box out. But unfortunately went off of her foot, but very good box out.
Yeah, it was. Alex Delisle back into the lineup, replacing Chloe Ellett. Haley Clampett on the dribble. Gives it up to Daniela Galvez. Back to Clampett. Alex Delisle over to Galvez for an open three. Short. That's Galvez's second foul. Abby McCoy misses the one-on-one free throw attempt. Burrell back to Galvez inside. Misses the shot. Good ball movement by the Lady Crusaders. Got to have a three. I was going to say, got to have a 3-second violation in there.
Checking in for the Spark Plugs, number 15, Paige Powell.
Paige Powell enters the lineup. Coach Smith trying to protect Daniela Galvez with her 2 fouls to not pick up her third before the half. Nice pass inside to Haley Clampett from Audrey Burrell. Clampett will go to the line again.
We've done several times. We've done a really good job of going to that short corner and then getting into the post. However, we're not getting the ball inside a lot. Not that we have to score it in there, but we're getting a lot of our passes on the perimeter. That's where all of our shots are coming from. But once in a while, the post people really helps if they touch the ball and spit it back out or reverse it off of that before you get your shot.
Clampett misses her free throw, gets her own rebound, misses shot inside. Abby Moore on the drive. Nice job Abby Moore made right
Abby
then.
Moore is
Didn't end up with a score, but
she's a good player.
Reagan Hendry for
There you
three,
go.
and that goes in. Hendry's first points on a three-pointer, and Speedway retakes the lead. Sure, at halftime, Coach Smith will be talking about the rebounding. Foul was on Audrey Burrell, or the lack thereof of getting rebounds on missed shots.
And many of them have just been off of the shooter as well. The shooter are the ones getting the offensive rebounds in many of the cases.
Crusader substitution, number 4, Sonia Lockhart, and number 10,
Wellborn now 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Correction, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Jump ball will be Sparkplug's ball. A rebound by Paige Powell.
.20 seconds remaining in the half.
Checking in for the Crusaders, number 10, Abby Moore. Fourth foul, number 32, Alex Delano. On the line for the Crusaders, number 10, Abby Moore.
And that's Delisle's second foul. Abby Moore to the free throw line. Makes the first.
Crusaders substitution, number 13, Zoe Owens.
Not a lot of arch on Abby Moore's free throw shot, but they go in.
Checking in for Scecina.
She misses. Clampett gets the rebound. Reagan Hendry, no good. And we are 23 all at halftime. We'll be right back with your halftime scoring. Once again, the Sparkplugs 23, Lady Crusaders 23. Well, Coach, I'm sure that the halftime conversation wasn't a lot of giggles and laughs in the Speedway locker room. Sparkplugs just way too many turnovers in that first half, and I'm sure it was addressed at halftime. Because we said earlier, while there's no seniors on the team, this team is not one that is without experience. There's a lot of juniors that played last year.
And sometimes the juniors have to be aware of what's going on too and step up and say, all right, teammates, gals, this is because they understand. They've been through the wars the last couple of years, and
they know what to expect that the staff wants them to do.
Yeah.
It will be intriguing to find out after the game with Genesis Austin. Like I say, she is on the bench. I don't know whether she turned a knee or what happened, and not to make excuses, but she's a pretty good inside player and 6 feet tall. They miss her rebounding. They miss her inside scoring too. But it's part of the game.
Yeah.
Injuries and
the fact that we've had success going on that little short corner for those. That's about halfway from the corner to the free throw lane. And when we get it there, we've gotten some pretty good shots. But we've not really hit the ball in the high post very often. And even if we do, we probably have turned it over. Well, we'll see what happens. Good news is it's 23-all. We're in the game.
Yes.
Clean up a few things, but I tell you what, again, they got a lot of seniors, but very impressed with Scecina and how they move the basketball. And Moore's a very good player, very unselfish team.
I noticed that she's got her wrist taped now. She must have injured herself, Abby Moore, in that first half. She's got it taped up now, and that's her shooting hand. Sparkplugs will start out 1-2-2 zone. Steal by Alex Delisle. Sparkplugs bring it down the court. Daniela Galvez with a jump shot misses. Saved by Haley Clampett, but Crusaders come up with the ball and got a layup headed the other way. Anna Welburn, and that's her 11th point, which ties her with Daniela Galvez of the Sparkplugs for the leading scorer in the game. Galvez for three. She now has 14. That's going to be a foul on Haley Clampett. That's going to send Anna Welburn back to the free throw line.
On the line for the Crusaders, number 31, Anna Welburn.
It's Clampett's first foul. Anna Welburn misses the free throw. Now 3 for 5 from the free throw line on the night. Hits the next. So the game tied at 26. Anna Welburn has all 3 of the Crusaders' points this quarter, and the Galvez three-pointer accounts for the Sparkplugs 3 points. Daniela Galvez again.
Crusader foul, number
Fouls
31,
on
Anna Wellborn.
31, Anna Wellborn, her second. Alex Delisle with a miss. Chloe Ellett comes up with a rebound. Sparkplug with another turnover. Don't foul. Well, I thought we were going to get it. They called a timeout, but it saved us from getting a foul called.
And it saved me from being upset at the official, because when he blew the whistle, the official on the other side of the court blew, and I thought there's no way he could see that. But just getting caught in tough situations.
Well, both of those girls for Speedway that could have been called for a foul both have 2 fouls, and that would have been their third. So 26-26, 5:51 to go. Coach Jacob DeWild called a timeout, thinking his girl was, and she was, not just thinking, she was being trapped. 30-second timeout for the Lady Crusaders.
Since about the 6-minute mark in the second quarter, the score has not been any different than 2 points one way or the other. We've had 4 ties. This kind of looks like a game where if one team can get about a 6 or 7 point run, and they had one early in the game, we caught back up, but we're getting deeper now into the game. If one team can get a little bit of a run, score 8 out of 10, whatever, they might have the big advantage.
Galvez grabs the rebound off the Crusader miss.
No.
Crusader foul, number 15, Ava Smith.
Fouls on
For the Sparkplug,
15,
number 3,
Ava
Miley
Smith.
Burrell, and
Her
number
first.
31, Miley Walton.
Miley Walton and Audrey Burrell come into the game for the Sparkplug.
Crusader substitution, number 14, Molly Wellborn.
14, Molly Wellborn comes into the lineup, a 5'7" sophomore for the Crusaders. Foul's going to be on Miley Walton. That'll be her third.
Sparkplug foul, number 31, Miley Walton.
That's going to send Abby Moore to the free throw line.
Crusaders, Abby Moore.
Her 10th point of the game. And the Crusaders now have a 2-point lead. Alex Delisle on the jumper. Her 9th point of the game. Four shots for the Crusaders. We've got a foul. Reagan Hendry with the foul. Be ball out of bounds. Reagan's first foul. Abby Moore with a miss. Alex DeLisle comes down with a rebound, gets it stolen. Speedway steals it back. Alex DeLisle for three.
Alex DeLisle for three.
And a timeout taken by the Sparkplugs. That's DeLisle's 12th point of the game.
This is a full timeout.
Sparkplugs lead by 3, 31-28 with 3:51 remaining. I think that's the Sparkplugs' second timeout of the game.
Would be interesting. Coach Smith called a timeout there if we're going to do something different defensively. I keep waiting for one of the two teams to full court press or half court press, or it's really been pretty standard the whole game from both teams. A few little wrinkles here and there, but not many. Might just be, again, what they need. One of these two teams needs to get over that hump and get on a run here.
And my guess is, like you said, my guess is something different's going to happen. I know he put Chloe Ellett back into the game. We've got 5 juniors on the floor for the Sparkplugs right now.
Checking in for the Sparkplugs, number 10, Chloe Ellett. Crusaders substitution by Yana Navarro.
And a timeout by Scecina.
It didn't look like we thought we were going to do what Coach Smith started yelling, but then he yelled out a defense, and we went to a press, and they quickly called a timeout. Now it'll be interesting to see if we press when we come back out, or what kind of press, if we do. You know, we're starting right now to look at the colleges. We're starting to get into where they're toughening up schedules now. They've had a couple games to get the cobwebs out from over the summer, and college game, the Pacers are fun to watch.
Yep.
High school basketball, getting into the early games.
We've said it many, many times, but there's not a lot of better value than the high school athletic event of any sort.
Yana Navarro.
Mayana Navarro with the basket for the Crusaders. Daniela Galvez drives, misses, but is fouled.
Crusader foul.
And that foul is going to be on Anna Welburn, her third. Daniela Galvez will go to the line to shoot 2.
Checking in for the Crusaders, number 2, Ella Wright. Speedway substitution, 24, Haley Clement.
Galvez hits both of her free throws for her 13th point. Sparkplugs with the steal.
Nice trap on the sideline. Was a little wrinkle I think Coach Smith threw in there. Important here to get a good shot and extend the lead. Three points is the largest Speedway lead tonight. Wow, that's a pretty good break.
Crusader substitution, number 10, Abby Moore.
That foul's going to be on Daniela Galvez, I believe. And that will be her third. So Anna Welburn for the Crusaders and Daniela Galvez for the Sparkplugs, both with 3 fouls.
Speedway foul, number 11, Daniela Galvez.
Ella Wright at the free throw line misses the first.
Speedway substitution, number 32.
Alex Delisle returns to the lineup. Give Daniela Galvez a break.
Wright only had 2 free throw attempts on this season before tonight. 1 of 2.
Another turnover for the Sparkplugs. One, 2-2 zone for the Sparkplugs. Steal. Alex Delisle on the drive, and she's fouled by Abby Moore.
Crusader foul, number 10, Abby Moore on the line for the Sparkplugs. 32, Alex Delisle.
Hits the second. It's her 13th point on a night. That's a 32nd timeout taken by the Sparkplugs.
You know, when you go back and you look at, and that was not a turnover, obviously, but just little things I think that I've seen probably 6 or 7 times at least tonight, where we will dribble once and then pull it up, and no matter where we're at on the floor, we're kind of stuck. And I think a lot of these things lead to errant passes, bad decisions. Just to think a little bit more when you have the basketball. But that dribble is priceless. To use to use it up is using up a big part of what you've got.
Absolutely. And so many young kids today, and a message out there, get the ball and the first thing they do is dribble.
Yeah.
Look for pass, look for shot. Use your dribble to take you somewhere, to get you out of trouble or toward the basket.
Scecina stays in their zone. A little starts off with a 1-1-3 and then a first pass. Get in there.
Reagan Hendry with a miss.
Sparkplug foul, number 5, Reagan Hendry.
Foul on Reagan Hendry. Sparkplugs with a 3-point lead, 34-31. 1 minute, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Referee says the ball went off the Crusaders' hands. Coach, just looking at the Speedway scoring. Daniela Galvez has 16 points. Alex Delisle has 13 points. That's 29 of their 34 points. They've got to get some scoring from other people. Missed shots or drives to the basket, steals. Callie Jackson Dietzer into the ball game for the Sparkplugs, number 13.
Speaking of a couple people having a lot of points, IU beat Xavier tonight, a good win for them. Trace Jackson Davis had 30 and Xavier Johnson had 23. So it happens at all levels where teams look for scoring from different places.
Foul was on Chloe Ellett, her second. Knocked off the hands of Abby McCoy. It'll be spark plug ball.
Once again, any basket here. 3-point lead is our biggest of the night. Any time we can build on that to get to 4 to 5 to 6. And we've had 4 or 5 chances here to do that.
Crusader foul number 15, Ava Smith.
Ava Smith on foul. Their 5th foul of the second half. Spark Plugs will have the ball out of bounds.
Trying to figure out what happened there.
They called a double foul, but I don't know who they called it on.
Tough place to go. About 25 seconds to go here before the quarter's over. I think I'd be inclined, Tom, to go for one here. Really hasn't been that kind of a game where that might occur, but
yeah.
You know, the other thing I'd like, well, we'll mention this maybe at the quarter. No hurry, girls. Ten seconds. End of the third quarter, 34 Speedway, 31 Scecina. Spark Plugs outscored Scecina that quarter 11-8. I think I'd like to, I'm being a homer here, but I am a Speedway fan, obviously, but I'd like to see what would happen if Speedway would get up maybe 7 or 8 points and force Scecina to play man-to-man, person-to-person defense. I'd like to see us be able to pull them out. It may cure our turnover problems a little bit if we get to play man-to-man offense rather than what we're doing. And it shouldn't bother us because it's a zone defense, but and it's a chess match. Again, you take away Scecina's hot start at the beginning of the game, they got the biggest lead was 14-7. Since then, it's no team has had a bigger lead than 3 points.
Galvez with 3, no good. The Crusaders throw it away. It'll be spark plug ball underneath their own basket.
Checking in for the Spark Plugs, number 32, Alex Delisle.
Checking in for the spark plugs, Alex Delisle. Reagan Henry with Alex Delisle with another jumper and hits it for her 15th point. The Spark Plugs lead by 5. Anna Welborn has just been ejected from the game. There's a missed shot inside. There was a foul on the Spark Plugs, I believe, and then Anna Welborn shoved a Speedway player and has been ejected.
You know, sometimes you can see things like that coming, but in this game, that one I didn't see coming.
I'm not sure who that is on the bench talking to her. The coach is not very happy.
No. You know what, kind of on a lighter note, I remember when I was playing Little League Baseball, we were in the final game of the local championship and I was pitching. It was the bottom of the 6th. We had scored 1 in the top to go up 1-0. I gave up a 2-run homer in the bottom and threw my glove against the fence. And when I got home, it was double barreled. It was double barreled from both sides, and that's something I'll never forget growing up because I did act like a fool at that time. And what you hope is, you know, our athletes learn from mistakes. That's the whole, not the whole reason we're playing, but that's the big part of the reason is some learning opportunities. And this certainly is a learning opportunity for the Scecina player. I don't know what the holdup here is, really. I mean, the ejection's been made. The substitution's been made. Not really sure what there is.
I think must be explaining to their coach, although I know our coach was not disputing what happened.
I mean, to me, that was pretty obvious. That was not even a decision. That was.
Well, I know 15 for them. Ava Smith has a couple of times got the looks from the official. The foul evidently was on Alex Delisle. That's her 3rd for the Spark Plugs.
Number 32, Alex Delisle.
Abby McCoy hits the free throw. I guess I don't understand.
Unless they.
Now somebody else is going to shoot the free throws. Now Abby Moore is shooting free throws.
That had to be that had to be a technical on us as well because she's shooting 2. We're not in a position like the NBA where the official can come over and tell us.
So it must have been a personal foul on Alex Delisle, then a technical
on somebody.
I don't.
Well, it might have been a double technical and ejection on their player.
The official called a jump ball first.
Yeah. Tom, I think he was anticipating a jump ball and turned into a foul.
So now they're shooting 2 free throws.
Yeah.
On the line for the foul shots for the Crusaders, Abby McCoy.
Abby McCoy. Shoot 2 with a chance to tie up the game.
And that is our 8th tie of the night.
Foul on Reagan Henry, so that'll be 2 free throws for.
I think the Scecina coaching staff would like an intentional foul.
That's not an intentional
No, that
foul.
was not. That was not. No.
So a big thing here, Coach. They're in the double bonus. The Crusaders can foul 2 more times, and the Spark Plugs are still in the 1-on-1.
And this has been
That's going to be a foul on Abby McCoy. Danielle Galvez will go to the opposite free throw line for a 1-on-1.
You know, I'm not going to say this is what's going to happen, but what happens in a lot of cases like this where things, I guess, get a little physical. But all of a sudden, the official whistles get a little bit quicker, and I think both teams have to realize that. You know, always start off the game trying to feel out the officials how they're going to blow it. Well, you know now they're going to blow it a little bit tighter than what they have been, and that's fine.
Spark Plugs regain a 2-point lead, 40-38, 6:50 remaining in the ball game. Foul on number 14, Molly Wellborn. Audrey Burrell will go to the line.
The wrist injury to Moore really has seemed to have affected her shot here in the second. She's not shooting nearly as freely as what she was in the first half.
Reagan Henry, that'll be her 4th foul.
And again, I'm going to repeat what I said a little bit ago. These are the learning situations, but both teams have got to know going forward that there are going to be a lot of fouls probably being called, and you need to stay away from the ones that don't need to occur.
Danielle Galvez comes up with a missed free throw. Galvez for three. That'll be Crusader balls. Plugs lead 2 points, 41-39.
A little bit of pressure shown by the Spark Plugs.
Little jumper for Daniela Galvez.
Been waiting to say that for a while. That is their biggest lead of the night. 4-point lead by the Spark Plugs.
Spark Plugs 43-39, 5:10 remaining, but a lot of time left in the game.
Oh, there is. A little bit extended on their zone, little, but not much. Hit it.
Take the Haley Clampett with a putback, and that's her first points on the night. A big basket by Haley Clampett.
Don't know what the timeout situation is for Scecina, but probably wouldn't be a bad time. It's a good call. Unintentional, but
Fouls on Audrey Burrell, her
Speedway foul, number 3, Audrey Burrell. On the line, shooting 2 for the Crusaders, Abby Moore.
Abby Moore will go to the free throw line. Well, Coach, I've been watching. She has the same routine every time. Dribbles it, spins it kind of sideways. One of the keys to free throw shooting, the same thing every time.
Yep. Said it several times. She's a good player.
45-41. A little over 4 minutes left in the game. Chloe Ellett, shot's blocked. Audrey Burrell comes up with the ball, loses it. Abby Moore gets her own rebound. Plugs back down to a 2-point lead.
Make the easy pass. Good timeout, Coach.
Timeout, Spark Plugs. This is a 4 timeout.
I wonder if the discussion is, should we pull them out? And they may not go to man-to-man either. They may just go to some sort of a half-court press.
Well, Coach DeWild, Jacob DeWild told me before the game they'll play both man and zone. And when I told Coach Smith, he said they'll play both defenses, and I told him you'll play both defenses, and basically neither one of them has played a man-to-man all night long. And my guess is, with a little size advantage, it would be to our advantage if we could get them to go to a man defense.
Once again, that next free throw, both teams are in a double bonus, and possession arrow will be Scecina if we get into that situation.
Checking in for the Spartans, number 32, Alex Delisle.
Alex Delisle back into the lineup for the Spark Plugs.
Pulling them out a little bit. Two-point game, 2.5 minutes to go. Speedway ahead.
Galvez on the drive, and she scores. It's her 24th point on the night. Turnover by the Crusaders will give the ball back to the Spark Plugs with a 4-point lead. I think he's giving a signal that they're going to go to a man-to-man defense.
One looks like maybe a 1-3-1 trap.
Yep.
We know where the, I'll go get it.
Alex Delisle with a rebound. Foul on 15, Ava Smith. That's her third. Alex Delisle will go to the line for double bonus.
On the line for the Spark Plugs, number 32, Alex Delisle.
She hits the first free throw for her 16th point. Misses the second. Ava Smith was on the out of bounds line. It'll be Plug basketball. Walton will go to the free throw line.
Scecina foul, number 15, Ava Smith, on the line shooting the free throws for the Spark Plugs, 31, Miley Walton.
Fourth foul on Ava Smith. Miley Walton misses the first.
Timeout, Spark Plugs. This is a full timeout.
know. I always try to read conversations. This one I don't. I'm not sure what the discussion is. Which is not the first time tonight that's happened to me. There have been a lot of discussions tonight that I really haven't gotten a clue about what they're talking about.
He's angry at the officials, and I'm not real sure why.
I mean, I thought that foul was pretty obvious.
Yeah. And I don't think either coach is very happy with the officiating.
I would say at this point, no matter what happens, our emphasis has to be one shot.
Alex Delisle with a steal.
Bring it out. That's good.
That'll be Ava Smith's 5th foul.
Crusader foul, number 15, Ava Smith. Checking into the Spark Plugs, number 3, Audrey Burrell. Crusader substitution by Yana Navarro. On the line for the Spark Plugs, number 32, Alex Delisle.
Alex Delisle with a made free throw. Misses the second. Into the game for the Crusaders, Mariana Navarra. That foul's going to be against Abby Moore, I believe.
Yep, and she pushed off. Good defense. Ball control, so there shouldn't be any free throws.
Should be Speedway ball out of bounds.
Yep.
Speedway foul on number 10, Chloe Ellen.
Oh.
On the line for the
What?
Crusaders, Abby Moore.
Oh, that. Wow. I thought that was pretty clearly an offensive foul.
Well, I do hesitate to say it, but a 5-point lead. The game is still not over.
And a foul on Abby Moore.
Crusader foul, number 10, Abby Moore.
Wow.
On the line, shooting 2 for the Spark Plugs, number 10, Chloe Ellen.
Wow.
Chloe Ellett with her second free throw. Reagan Hendry with her 5th foul.
Speedway foul, number 5, Reagan Henry.
Once again, 5-point lead, 13.2 seconds to go. I don't know. Hope it doesn't happen, but I've seen.
Sonia Lockhart with her second free throw. Good. Final score, Spark Plugs 49, the Crusaders 45, and we'll be right back with your scoring during the ball game and a discussion with Coach Joe Smith. We are back here at Morris Pollard Gymnasium where the Lady Sparkplugs were successful tonight in defeating the Scecina Crusaders in varsity girls basketball by a score of 49-45. Scoring for Scecina, their two top scorers were Abby Moore with 18 and Anna Welborn with 14. For the Sparkplug scoring, Audrey Burrell had 3, Reagan Henry had 3, Daniela Galvez had 24, Haley Clampett had 2, Alex Delisle had 17 for the Sparkplugs. So basically 2 scorers on both sides. Not a pretty game, but at this stage, and particularly early in the season, Coach, you just put it in the win column.
A win's a win's a win. Doesn't matter. A lot to go back to and a lot to look back on the tape. This is the kind of a game where you could come in tomorrow at probably a little bit quick because you wouldn't be able to get over the tape that quickly, but you could point out a ton of things that will make us better. Mm-hmm. We talked about the turnover, so we won't get into that, but the rebounding situation and even spacing on the floor, just there's a lot to learn. And even though we have some players that played last year, we still have a lot of new players this year, and their first taste of varsity and playing against a veteran team. I mean, that made it a little bit different. I was, Scecina, I thought they moved the ball well. I didn't honestly. I thought the game would not have been this close, but they did a very good job. They got a really good player, and they're going to win some games this year. But a lot to learn. Going back and looking at the tape, these are kind of the games that are, I don't say a coach's dream because you want to play real well, but you win the game, first of all, which is very important because there's nothing that makes a substitution for that. But then you can learn from your mistakes at the same time.
And I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. My guess would be is they had quite a few more shots at the basket than we did. And part of that, you alluded to the rebounding, and I'm sure when Coach Smith watches this, they're going to be talking about boxing out and getting rebounds and going up strong and those kind of things because against a more athletic, better shooting team, we'll have to be better than we were tonight. Now, again, like we said, the bottom line is you won. And this is I think your point was well taken, a great game to go back and look and try to correct some of the things that led to the play tonight. It's a win. And I know our schedule is tougher this year than it was last year. The Sparkplugs have another game tomorrow night here at home against Shortridge. And so that'll be another contest, another opportunity to show some improvement in what they've done. It'll be interesting to see when Coach Smith gets up here, his thoughts. I'm sure he's happy to have a win, but not pleased with the way we played. But once again, a victory for the Sparkplugs, 49-45. They move to 2-2 with a home game tomorrow night against Shortridge, who I believe Scecina had played earlier and defeated by 10, if I remember correctly. But we will watch for the Sparkplug scoring tomorrow night and see if they can't find some scoring from other people. I think they need to be better balanced if we're going to be successful this season than they were tonight. But nevertheless, a victory for the Sparkplugs, and in just a moment we'll be right back and an interview with Coach Joe Smith.
Welcome back to Pollard Gymnasium, where tonight the Speedway Sparkplugs defeated Scecina 49-45 in a really exciting game. We are joined here tonight with juniors, Danielle Gavez and also Alex Delisle. Both of you, this is your third year playing, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit first. Let's get away from the court. That was a very exciting game, a lot of emotions. But let's talk a little bit about school here and your school schedule and what classes you have. Let's go over that first. Alex?
I have weight training, pre-calc, AP Lang. Is it Lang?
Yeah.
AP Lang, AP Econ, AP Psych, AP Environmental, and then I take yearbook 7th period.
Okay, so you have how many AP classes?
5.
5. Is that a lot of work?
Yeah.
How much, I'm just curious, how much time do you spend per night on average on homework?
They don't really assign homework a lot, but like studying throughout a week, probably like an hour.
Okay. All right, Danielle, how about your schedule?
So I have first period AP Econ, second AP Spanish, third AP Physics, fourth AP Lang, fifth weight training, sixth pre-calc, and then 7th ceramics.
Okay, so you have 4 APs, is that
Correct.
right? That's correct. Okay. Not that your teachers are listening right now, they probably aren't, but who's your favorite teacher?
I'd like to say Senora Franklin.
Okay.
She's the AP Spanish teacher.
What makes her stand out to you?
I think she is like amazing with students. She likes to interact with her students, and I like when teachers come up, talk to me, help me when I need help,
Sure.
because I've always struggled with that in the past, being too nervous to ask teachers for help, but she's definitely always open to helping me.
I would agree with that. She came here the year after I got here, and I think all the students feel the same way. Alex, how about you? Do you have a favorite class?
Well, all my teachers are boys, but I really like, honestly, all my teachers. I think they're really good with all of their students, and Mr. Morrow especially, he's my AP Econ teacher. He's really engaged with all of us and asks about our days, so yeah.
Good. I know it's really early yet. You're only juniors, but probably not that early. But any thoughts on what you may want to be doing after you graduate, maybe even after college?
I've kind of always wanted to be a nurse, and I was thinking about Purdue, but I'm still not decided.
Okay. Well, if you pick Purdue, that's okay. But it doesn't really matter. Right now, I know there's a lot of need for nurses. Danielle?
Yeah, so I want to go to Purdue probably, and then study construction management or global health policy.
Oh, wow. Very cool. Well, girls, first of all, congratulations on the win tonight. A lot of things to clean up. I know your coach probably could get the film out and go over a whole bunch of different things to get better. And that's what it's all about, really, is getting better. But that evens your record now 2-2, correct? And it's also puts you 2-0 in the conference, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
So, well, congratulations again, and we're going to call your coach in here in just a second.
Okay.
Good luck tomorrow against Shortridge.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Coach, your face is a little red. Is there a reason for that?
Blood pressure's up, I think.
That's what I kind of figured. Wow. I would just say wow is what I'll say. That was a heck of a game. Said it many, many times, but for the price of admission that people pay to get into any high school event, totally outweighs anything else that you can go to. Let's start with just your initial thoughts before we go on.
We try to get our kids an environment. I thought that environment was much like a regional environment, much like a sectional championship environment, and that's important for kids to play in that. We told our kids, and I believe this, 2 weeks ago we wouldn't have won that game. I think we would have folded. But, having a few games under our belt, I think that helps. I thought it was extremely physical. I thought for the most part our kids held their composure for the most part. I don't think it was perfect. But, we obviously, like you said, we got to clean some stuff up. But happy with the win, happy to stay in tied first place in the conference. We've evened our record now, and we told our girls this week is like a sectional week. We played on Tuesday,
played on Friday. We'll play tomorrow night. Tomorrow we'd approach that like it's a sectional championship game, because that's exactly what's going to happen in the sectional. So, and I said going into the week we wanted to have a winning record this week. Well, we're 1-1 right now, so we got a chance to have a winning record and have a winning record overall going into Thanksgiving, which, as you know, makes the turkey taste a lot better. That's right.
Absolutely. Run through, if you would, a little bit what happened down underneath the basket down here. We thought we had it figured out, but we weren't sure.
What happened, or what they said happened?
Well, what the calls were.
Okay.
We think we know that, but we always try to keep up with that. We don't like the NBA where Dean Haviland's sitting.
You didn't have the
comes over and,
monitor
and tells the whole crowd. So we try to make a guess, but what happened?
Well, when I looked, I just saw Alex Delisle go flying.
Okay.
So, and then I saw them immediately eject that girl. So I'm thinking, okay, that must have been what happened. Well, they came over and told me that they assessed a technical foul to Alex for shoving the girl first. That's what created her to shove back, but they ejected the girl.
Okay.
And then it was a foul, obviously, on the play, so they shot their free throws.
And the basket went in.
That's right.
Okay,
so
that's what we were
that's
kind
right.
of missing.
That's right. So physical game, and I thought that our kids didn't. Alex didn't respond to. It was almost like she was giggling when it happened. But I think our girls were flabbergasted that why in the world would they call a foul on Alex Delisle? And I felt like it was a really physical game. I felt like it got too physical, and I'm just happy that no one got hurt. I know that you're always going to get dinged up in games, but that was just a lot of physicality, and I think that was more physical than our game last year in the sectional championship, just by the brute force. And I told them at halftime, I said, do you know why we're tied right now? You're getting bullied. I said, teams figured out that they can push us around and you're not going to fight back. And I said, that's disheartening to me as your coach. So I said, I want some fight. And I thought we fought. Not fought literally, but I think that we fought, and we had girls in the locker room that were happy we won. They were disappointed in the way they played, but they were happy for the team, because they felt like they were upset because I think they felt like they let their teammates down in some situations. But we saw some positives, so we're going to build on those tomorrow during the walkthrough.
Good. So, short turnaround here with the game tomorrow night, but let's move past the game tomorrow night. And Monday, what will you take away from this game when you get back to practice on Monday? What will be some of the things that you'll go over and say, boy, maybe on the film or whatever?
Free throw shooting wasn't very good tonight. We hit them when we had to, but it wasn't very good. We'll focus on that. But really, it's something simple. So, we talked before the game. We've got, we lost our 4-year point guard. We're trying to figure that out. Scenarios in the game. So down here, I told them if they're going to play zone and we're winning, we're still going to get in our base offense look, but we're going to hold the ball and make them come guard us. And little thing like, okay, they come guard me, so I pass the ball, and what's the first thing that girl does that catches it? She puts it on the floor, and the girl didn't come to her. So that's a scenario. It's like there's a reason why we did that. Just hold the basketball. I think there's so many times that we just grab the ball anytime in a game, and it's an immediate on the floor.
I think we mentioned that a couple times.
Oh, my gosh. It's driving me nuts. So we'll work on that. We'll watch some film. But I told him, I asked him in the locker room, I said, I want everybody to close their eyes. I said, I want you to think of something that you did well tonight. And we're going to build on that. And I said, now the thing maybe that you didn't do well, just pick one thing and get better at that. If it's, I'm always dribbling to the short corner and picking the ball up, I don't want to do that tomorrow night. So those are just some nuances. I didn't think our zone offense was very good. Late in the game, I was calling sets because we just weren't running anything very well in our base offenses. And that was and the set we were calling, we just kept getting open looks, so why not keep running it? So they didn't adjust to that very well. So I thought Haley Clampett did a good job in her first start as a freshman. She was a little nervous, but didn't know she was starting until right before we walked out. So yeah. So it was a good situation for her. So I was happy overall, obviously, with the win, conference win, undefeated in the conference, 500 right now. Try to get another one tomorrow night.
Good. Well, good luck. Congratulations on tonight. Once again, a 49-45 victory. And you got the Shortridge team coming in tomorrow, and that would probably do it before Thanksgiving.
It is. That's right. We won't play again until the first Thursday, I believe, of December.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Once again, thanks to the people here tonight. Henry Johnson, Bill P. for everything that you do, Tom Smith as well. And for everybody, we will not be doing the game tomorrow, I don't believe. So have a great Thanksgiving. And I think our next televised game is Friday, December the 2nd. It's a boys' game against Beech Grove. Once again, final score 49-45. Happy vacation, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.